Well, howdy. Welcome here to the Double M Farm. It is Christmas time, and we always, when able, have barbecue for Christmas. It's just a tradition in our part of the South. And every year, I barbecue a whole hog for the family. Well, this year, with everything going on with Marie's mom, taking care of her, and things were just hectic around the farm. 25's been a tough year. Yeah, long story short, I was too late to book a hog to barbecue, to pick up in time to barbecue for Christmas. So, Marie and I were sitting around and we just didn't feel right having Christmas without barbecue. And we've kind of been trying to unwind after her mama's funeral and get everything in some semblance of normal. So I went up to our local market here and got 4 fresh pork butts and a couple of racks of ribs. And I am down here at the cabin. It's Christmas Eve 2025. And I am down here at the cabin. I would show you the house, but the sun will be in the camera. It's up yonder at the top of the hill through the fog and the mist. That's the workshop right there. And the house is way up there on the top of the hill. And I'm down here at the cabin. Got my, for those who have never done a barbecue, I'll give you a quick tutorial. We burn oak wood in this barrel. Got a couple of old axles run through there to hold the wood up. And I put the wood in there, and when the coals drop down there, I scoop them up with that shovel hanging right there, and I put them in our barbecue pit. It's a cement block pit. When I first built it, I thought I would pour insulation inside in the holes of the cement blocks, and I never did. Never got around to doing it, and the darn thing cooks so good that I just never have. I've been cooking on this pit over 20 years, and I don't know if it'll show up on camera, but the smoke is rising out of the pit, and those 4 hams are starting to smell. They've been cooking right at 45 minutes. They're just getting started. Now I've just got some old tin to cover the top, and got a sheet of tin for a door to open, put the coals in. And let's have a look see. And that tin is so hot I can't keep my hand on it. But there are the 4 pork butts on the wire. And you can see the way I've got this thing designed. The tin is up above them, so the tin doesn't touch the meat. Normally I would have a whole hog laying there, but I just put the coals under it. Now that I've got them initially fired and heating, I will no longer put any coals directly under the meat. I'll just put coals around the sides all the way around to keep the pit hot. But what I like to do, a lot of people only fire it around the edges because they're afraid they'll burn the meat. And you can if you're not careful. I have this one set up in a way that it's high enough that you got to really fire it to burn the meat, but you can do it. These coals get hot. But when I first fire it, even when I'm doing a whole hog, I like to put the coals completely under the meat, because if you don't, you're missing a lot of flavor. Now, you saw the smoke. There's a lot of smoke in there, and that's going to flavor the meat. The smoke from that oak wood. Sometimes use hickory, walnut, pecan, any kind of fruit wood's good, but I generally use oak because that's what I have the most of. But if you just fire it around the side, you're going to get the smoky flavor, but what you're going to miss is the fat that drips out of the meat is just going to drip down on the ground in the center because your fire is around the edges. By firing it underneath the meat, your fat is going to drip into those hot coals and steam and smoke right back up into the meat. And you're going to get some flavor that you would miss if you didn't have any coals underneath the meat. And boy, the coals are dropping down. I don't need them. Normally, like I say, I cook a whole hog, and I'm having to get used to just cooking these hams because I don't need near as much heat. But again, you'll be missing some flavor by not putting some heat right directly under the meat. And I will add a little. These 4 hams will probably cook 5 to 6 hours. And you notice I didn't have the ribs on there. I'll add the ribs later. It'll only take them a couple of hours, if that long, to cook. So I'll put them in there later. They're in the refrigerator in the cabin. Another thing, if you have never barbecued, when you put that meat on, whether it's a whole hog or a rack of ribs or just a few hams, what I always do with this is I had the meat sitting up there and I fired the pit empty to get it hot. Then I've salted my meat and sprayed it down with vinegar. I put it in there and fired a second time. You want to get that meat hot when you first start cooking. If you put the meat in a cold pit and then start firing it and slowly raising the temperature up, the moisture in that meat can sour and it will ruin the meat. You will not be able to eat it. It'll taste awful. So that's just another thing to keep in mind. I've been barbecuing. I'm 72 years old and I've been barbecuing since I was 12. So I'm not saying I know it all. I'm just saying this is the way I do it, and it's always turned out well. And some of you who have barbecued before are probably laughing at me saying, no, we wouldn't do it that way for nothing in the world. And that's fine. If however you do it works for you, then that's all that matters. But this is the way I do it. I make my own sauce. It's a mixture of vinegar and ketchup and mustard and some crushed red pepper. Mix that up and get it to about a brown color. And when it's a whole hog, I cook it with the skin side up, and then when it's done, I'll cook a hog, depending on its size, 10 to 12 hours. When it's done, I've got it laying on wire, put another piece of wire on top, flip it over, and then remove the wire that's now on the top. And then I take that sauce that I've made, I've had it heating I got a little 3-burner stove under there, I'll have it heating there. I'll take that and mop the pig down with that sauce and fire the pig real hard. It'll crisp the skin and make pork rind, and the sauce will cook into the meat. The excess sauce will drain into the center of the pig around the ribs, and we'll dip it out. It'll have drippings from the pig mixed in with it. We'll dip all of that out with big spoons into a pot, put it on the stove, bring it to a boil, turn it down, let it cool, and the excess grease will come to the top. We'll skim that off, and what's left is barbecue gravy. And then my wife will make rice and homemade dressing, southern cornbread dressing, and we'll have pulled pork barbecue, have a pig picking with rice and the barbecue gravy to go on the meat and the rice. So it's cooked into the meat, and a lot of people don't like that. They just like to taste the smoky flavor, and you'll still taste it the way we do it, but you'll also have that little barbecue sauce cooked into it. And that's just the way we like to do it. So that's our version of South Carolina vinegar-based barbecue. And this is the way we cook it here on the Double M farm. And I don't want to be too long-winded here, so just wanted to throw this up. And and also the part 4 of the carport build will be coming up any day now. That thing I had done all the way back in the summer, and then when Marie's mama got down so bad, I just didn't have time to get it posted or to finish the videos. So that part 4 will be coming up, wrapping that up. But I appreciate you visiting me here on the Double M farm, and I hope 25 was a good year for you folks. And I hope 26 is going to be a blessed year for everyone with God's grace. And Merry Christmas, everyone. We'll talk to you again real soon.